Tonight on To The Point, a tale of two fair plan premiums.
Why is that home in Truckee not as expensive to insure as ours when it's worth 4 times as much?
Hear from an expert about what goes into their pricing. Plus, Governor Newsom awards millions more to clean up homeless encampments. How much Sacramento will receive.
The potential for record-setting heat is in the forecast when we could break those triple-digit records.
And later, new evidence in the Menendez Brothers case, what it could mean for their convictions.
Thank you so much for ending your week with us on To The Point. I'm Alex Bell. Tonight in California's home insurance crisis, hundreds of thousands of you or people you know have been forced to find insurance through the FAIR Plan. And we all know that's the bare bones, high cost insurer of last resort, state mandated and privately run. Tonight, ABC 10's Becca Habegger investigates how the FAIR Plan prices premiums and takes one couple's questions straight to the experts.
Kathy and Rich Arian live in the El Dorado community of Sierra Springs, certified FireWise because of its wildfire protections, like removing problem trees and eliminating brush around homes.
Raking up the pine needles and bagging them up.
The couple has lived in this house for 10 years, and when they first moved up here,
We just had no problem getting our insurance. It was perfect coverage.
a decade ago, their home insurance premium cost about $1,000 per year with a $100 deductible through AAA. But the company dropped them several years ago, and they were left with the California FAIR Plan. Their renewal quote for the coming year is nearly $6,800, and that's with a $10,000 deductible. And they're on a fixed income.
It's becoming almost untenable for us to do that. You know, we're retired.
They're left guessing about the breakdown of their FAIR Plan quote, and they want to see it itemized.
There's supposed to be a deduction of 10% for the FireWise communities. I've sent the certificate. It's never itemized that they take it out. I have to trust that they did.
They compared notes recently with family. A niece in the Truckee area has a larger, more valuable home, yet pays $500 less for her annual FAIR Plan premium.
Why is that home in Truckee not as expensive to insure as ours when it's worth 4 times as much and is 3 times larger?
I called up Aurora Millette, managing partner at Sky Insurance Group, an independent insurance broker based in Rockland.
She's over 5 miles to a fire department. That alone is about a 60% increase in premium rates over somebody that is within that 5-mile zone within a fire department.
She says 2 FAIR Plan premiums can differ wildly, even among neighbors living on the same street.
There might be different canyon exposure at the end of the street. So it's most frustrating when people are talking to their neighbors and they go, oh, well, we're vastly different.
She says someone's deductible will have a big impact on their premium cost as well. I reached out to the FAIR Plan asking them to explain what goes into their pricing. In a statement, a spokesperson said, in part, premiums are dependent on each property's unique fire risk. Discounts a policyholder may receive because of risk mitigation, the coverages selected, and coverage limits. Insurance rates are approved by the California Department of Insurance.
And then they don't break those discounts out. I don't know how much, are they really deducted from my policy? They need to be transparent like every other insurance policy.
Becca Habegger, ABC 10.
For months, we've been speaking to homeowners across our region about how all of this is impacting them. We've also sat down with California members of Congress asking what's being done. So watch California's home insurance crisis, a To The Point special. That investigation is airing next Thursday at 6:30 right here on To The Point. The owner of Hotel Marysville must begin the demolition process within the next 10 days. That's according to a decision that was released by a panel. The hotel was damaged by a fire back in June, days after the city declared a state of emergency due to the building possibly collapsing and it being a danger. There has also been a lot of back and forth about who should pay for the building. A panel has now ruled the building's owner has 10 days to get permits and provide proof that a contractor is hired to oversee the demolition. If that doesn't happen, the city can demolish the building and pass off the cost through a lien on the property. The actual demolition must be completed within 60 days. Sacramento police say a domestic violence incident led to a man barricading himself inside a home this morning in South Natomas. It happened around 5 this morning off Aquino Drive. Police tell us that a woman called 911 for help after a man pointed a gun at her. Officers say once they arrived, shots were fired inside the home. They say the suspect was later located with a self-inflicted gunshot wound and was declared dead. An early morning fire destroyed multiple apartments in the North Highlands area today. It happened at Pepperwood Knoll Apartments right off Lexington Crossing Lane. Sacramento Metro Fire says when they arrived, they found fire coming off at least 3 units. Several others had smoke or exterior damage. Thankfully, though, firefighters were able to get everyone out safely and eventually put that fire out. Governor Gavin Newsom announced today that over $130 million will go to counties to help with the homeless. Sacramento received the largest grant with $18.2 million and was picked for a pilot program. ABC 10's Devin Truby tells us how the city plans to spend that money.
Governor Gavin Newsom is handing out more money from the state's billion-dollar homeless fund. So far, $737 million has been dispersed. On Friday, the governor announced he is giving $130.7 million to counties across the state to help with the homeless crisis. Sacramento is getting the largest portion, $18.2 million.
Double our capacity. At our Roseville Road pallet home and trailer site, $6 million of the 18. We are going to be the first in the state, we're told, pilot project to help at least 100 people go from the streets themselves and encampments into permanent housing.
Mayor Darrell Steinberg says $12 million will be spent on doubling the size of the Roseville Road housing site. It currently has 60 sleeping cabins, 40 trailers serving 240 people. $6 million will subsidize rent for 2 years in a pilot program.
It's either going to be a success or we're going to have egg on our face. I can tell you that we are going to make every effort for this to be a success. We are going to be the lead a year from now, going, look what Sacramento did.
When asked why Sacramento was chosen for the pilot program and received the largest amount of funding this round, Mayor Steinberg said it's the 41% reduction in unsheltered individuals in the last 2 years.
Number one, it is the need. Number two, it is the demonstrated track record. I, on behalf of the city, serious about this.
Governor Newsom also announced if cities don't want to wait for state services to arrive to clean up state property areas, the cities can clean encampments in those areas and be reimbursed. Mayor Steinberg says they are open to that idea. Reporting in Sacramento, Devin Truby, ABC 10.
Now, Newsom said with this money comes accountability, and he is not afraid to take funds back from the cities that don't follow through. He announced that there will be more accountability measures announced with the budget in January. Still ahead, new evidence in a notorious Los Angeles murder case. What the district attorney is saying about the Menendez brothers' latest petitions.
Highs today in the upper 90s and triple digits. What cities broke the records?
And later on the back roads, we head to Marin County to see a historic park that's been home to several people over the years. Turning to the wildfire fight tonight, this is a look at Glen Haven, the Glen Haven fire burning in Lake County. CAL FIRE says it's burned more than 400 acres. Evacuation orders and warnings are in place for people living in and around the town of Glen Haven. So let's get over to meteorologist Carly Gomez with a look at our forecast, because we are very hot this weekend still.
Yeah, we're very hot, and as you see, fires are popping up left and right, grass fires as well. Humidity is down. It's very dry. We're still seeing triple-digit days in October, and we did beat some of our records for today, unfortunately. Stockton, Modesto reached 102 and 103, breaking the records of 100 and 101. Downtown Sacramento did reach 100 degrees today, but the record is 102. Sac Executive Airport 98 with a record of 101. So not quite breaking records there, but we definitely got to that triple-digit day in downtown Sacramento. Now, the number of triple-digit days for the entire year so far is now 49 days. Yesterday was 48, and we are looking at previous records set in 2022 was 44 days. So we've definitely broken the all-time record for the most days of triple-digit heat in a single year. Now, the average you typically get in 1 year is 24 days. So yeah, we've really felt the heat this year. With our weather impact, we are looking at triple-digit heat wave continuing through the weekend with more record temperatures potentially that could be broken. 15 to 20 degrees above normal, with fire concerns continuing through the weekend. A heat advisory is in place across the valley until Sunday, 11 p.m. So that has also been extended from yesterday's Saturday. Excessive heat warning around the Bay. If you thought you're going to get away from the heat, it's still hot there as well, at least well above the average that they're used to. High pressure in place again through Sunday into Monday. Monday may even actually be another weather impact alert day for you. We'll wait and see, but upper 90s could even push a triple-digit day on Monday. A lot of heat in place, but it's going to be until Tuesday. We have to wait all the way till Tuesday. We get this nice dip coming in there, and we could at least see at that point in time Some 80s, returning to the forecast, so 90s to 80s. As we start looking at our 3-day forecast, we finally get into the upper 90s on Monday, Tuesday, low 90s. 80s start moving in as we move to next weekend.
Next, on To the Point, the new evidence in the Menendez Brothers case, how it could lead to the trial being reevaluated. Plus, Harris and Trump visiting key battleground states, the latest on their campaigns, and we're answering your questions ahead of the election. Welcome back. It's a trial that captured the nation's attention, and now the Menendez brothers murder case is being reevaluated. It comes as new information about their testimony about an abusive father and acting in self-defense is now being brought to light. The future of Lyle and Eric Menendez, charged in the infamous murders of both their parents, now possibly up in the air after the Los Angeles DA says his office is reopening their case. Their lawyer telling reporters he's optimistic.
I'm more than optimistic. I think they should be out. I think they should be out yesterday.
Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon says his office is reviewing petitions that point to new information and urge the release of Lyle and Eric from prison or seek a new trial.
We're not saying that there was anything wrong with the original trial. We have been given evidence.
The brothers were charged and convicted with brutally murdering their parents in Beverly Hills 35 years ago.
What's the problem? Someone killed my parents.
The entire saga playing out in a new Ryan Murphy Netflix show.
I, Joseph Lyle Menendez, am destined for greatness.
The brothers maintained in their defense that their father Jose threatened their lives and say they were acting in self-defense. Now they say they have evidence to support their claims of abuse, which are described in a letter to a cousin 8 months before their parents' murders.
None of this information has been confirmed, but we're here to tell you that we have a moral and an ethical obligation to review what is being presented to us.
The brothers have appealed their sentences multiple times in the past, but they've always been denied. Their next hearing is November 26th. Turning now to the race for the White House. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are on a battleground blitz with just over a month until elections. Today, Harris was back in the battleground state of Michigan talking jobs. She highlighted last month's job report, which shows more jobs were created and unemployment fell. Next week, former President Barack Obama is set to join Harris on the campaign trail. Harris's running mate Tim Walz is also scheduled to visit Sacramento on Tuesday for a fundraiser. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump and running mate J.D. Vance are in Georgia today. Trump was briefed on the latest hurricane recovery efforts. This weekend, Trump returns to Butler, Pennsylvania, to the site of his first assassination attempt in July. Vance is set to join Trump along with the family of the man who was killed in that shooting. The rally will happen at the same venue, but this time Trump will be surrounded by bulletproof glass. And ABC 10 is always working to get you with more information about the upcoming election. So our team is taking your questions and getting answers. Here's reporter Brandon Ritteman.
We keep getting great questions from you online and out in the community. While I was out at the Natomas Library for one of our events, I talked to a voter named Ariel, and she had a great question I'm guessing a lot of you also might want an answer to. She wanted to know how to find out who's funding those campaigns for all those ballot propositions. This one's easy. The California Fair Political Practices Commission actually has a website listing the top 10 contributors for and against all of the props. It can be a little tricky to find it, so we made that easy. Just go to abc10.com/links. You're going to find a link that says Ballot Props Top 10 Campaign Funders. Some of these propositions have backers paying millions and millions of dollars on big ad campaigns. And if you see those ads, I want you to also look at the fine print, because the ads are required to list the major funders under California law. Thanks so much, Ariel, for paying us a visit. Also for asking a question I'm sure is on a lot of minds right now.
And if you have questions of your own, you can send them to us right now. Just head over to abc10.com/vote and you will find our survey where you can tell us what else you want to know about voting and the election. It's time for another trip on the back roads. Tonight, John Bartel takes us to Marin County to visit a state park with an unusual past.
Sometimes geological places move on an odd historical path.
It has been a historic garden, a rancho, and even the home of a hippie commune.
This is Olompali State Historic Park, a grassy 700-acre plot of land overlooking the San Pablo Bay in Marin County. And long before it was a hippie commune, it was Coast Miwok territory.
This is, for the Coast Miwok, Olompali is home, one of many homes. But it's one of the more important ones because it's a trade site.
Much like Highway 101 is today, the land surrounding Olompali was a heavily trafficked trade route for different indigenous tribes across California, and the Coast Miwok were at the center of it.
It's a perfect little stopping ground in between, plus it's a really good area to find water, food, and really anything else you might need to live out here.
Park interpreter Ryan Forbes says Olompali means southern village, and the Coast Miwok lived here for thousands of years. These redwood cochas, as they're called, are replicas of the structures they slept in, but many of the grinding stones on the property are real evidence of how they lived.
This is just created by grinding into the rock over the years, and you end up creating for yourselves these sort of perfect mortar and pestles that the Coast Miwok are able to use when processing some of the foods that they'll be eating here.
Spanish explorers were the first to displace and enslave the Coast Miwok. Then, early settlers following the gold rush built a mansion on their land.
This particular mansion is built by the Burdell family.
Mr. Burdell was a wealthy dentist in the 1860s, and his wife built an elaborate garden around the mansion. They lived here for many years until eventually the property was sold and another family moved in.
So the hippie commune, often called the Chosen Family, is a small group of individuals came out here around 1967 to start sort of an alternative lifestyle group.
The Chosen Family commune was started by wealthy businessman Don McCoy, who wanted to start a utopian community. That community attracted all sorts of artists, including classic rock band The Grateful Dead, who lived here for just a few months.
Right here in the pad, we have shots of them standing here and playing music. Even the commune will end up on one of their album covers.
Do you have a lot of deadheads making a pilgrimage out here?
We do. There's a decent number of deadheads coming by to stop by and check this place out.
The commune didn't last long. In 1969, the mansion caught fire.
So an electrical wiring problem is probably what starts the fire, and they're unable to really put it out or stop it before it does, well, all of this.
State parks eventually took over the property in order to preserve the odd yet important history.
I want us to recognize the people who came before us, but also the beauty of the places that we need to protect, like Olompali.
From Olompali State Park, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the back roads.
Now it's your turn. If you have something you think would be a great road trip destination, let John know all about it. Just text your idea to 916-321-3310. Still ahead on To The Point, where you can have some fun around town this weekend. We'll have the details. Before we go, we want to mention some fun things that you can do this weekend. First in Elk Grove is the 30th annual Giant Pumpkin Festival. The festival is located at Elk Grove Park and runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday. Admission is free, but parking will cost you $20. The 61st annual Greek Festival is happening in Sacramento. You can check it out along Alhambra Boulevard. It runs from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. today and tomorrow, and then 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday. It is a full weekend of food, fun, and entertainment. Admission is just $5 for those 13 and older. As always, thanks for spending part of your day with us. If you have something that you think we should be looking into, reach out to me and the team. And remember, strangers are just people we haven't gotten the chance to meet yet, so take the time to get to know someone. And To The Point does not end here. To watch stories featured on our show, download our free ABC 10 Plus app wherever you stream. Have a great night and a safe weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Hey, it's Alex. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. The To The Point team and I love hearing from you, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. And don't forget, you can always email me and the team at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send us a text message at 916-321-3310.